Hi, everybody. Welcome to day number 2 of our 27-day devotional series based on the book A Time to Dance, Chasing Joy in Difficult Seasons. I wanted to share just a little kind of life moment that happened yesterday. I had, right at about sunset, had walked out. I'm visiting my parents at their farm this week. I had walked out to kind of walk this road and do this video for chapter 2. And suddenly I get to the end of the driveway and I get a call that says my parents' mama goat has gone into labor. So I kind of got sidetracked, didn't get to film last night at sunset. But got to watch the beautiful birth of their little bitty adorable baby Nigerian dwarf goat. So here's a picture just for your cuteness overload for the day of my little life moment that happened just last night. So here you go. But what was also neat about the experience is that I was kind of a little bit concerned about getting this video done since I didn't get it done at sunset like I planned. But then I went to bed and I woke up and God 100% laid on my heart everything that He wanted to say through me for this video. And it was a really neat lesson for me. It's truly a reminder that even when we hit speed bumps in the road, sometimes God's just lining us up for whatever He has in store. So sometimes we're facing things and it feels like, gosh, this is just a big speed bump and, I'm so frustrated. But then at the same time, it's like sometimes God's just moving pieces to line us up exactly where He's taking us. So truly that was like another lesson for me to just lean into Him and rely on Him to provide, because wherever He leads, He will always provide. So with that said, I woke up this morning and I totally had on my heart everything that He poured through me about chapter 2. So I wanted to jump right in. And I love chapter 2 because I love so much about the story of the bleeding woman. And like we talk about in chapter 2, one of the first lessons about the bleeding woman is that when we get pushed down, when we get pushed to the side, when we're struggling in really difficult seasons, we can truly draw close to our Father and curl up on His lap. We're His little baby girl. That's how He views us. And He is just the most incredible Father. And all He wants of us is to just draw close and curl up on His lap. But the second huge part of the bleeding woman that I think was the biggest aha moment for me was when God truly poured into me about the condition that she came to Him in. And, she had been ostracized. So she came and she, when you imagine what she looked like on the outside, how, her clothes were probably tattered and torn. She was dirty. She probably felt, they treated her like she didn't belong. She wasn't worthy to be a part of the group or the crowd or the family. She was completely ostracized. And yet here Jesus was, and there was no part of Him that was repulsed. And when we're talking about the bleeding woman, we're talking about things that are external, right? But it so much symbolizes, like in our society today, we feel like that if people see us for who we really are, if we were to take everything that's on the inside and we were to wear it on the outside like the bleeding woman, we would be told that we don't belong. We're not worthy to sit at people's table, that we have to earn that. We have to clean that up. We have to be worthy. And Jesus, when we truly allow it to pour into our spirit, that Jesus doesn't see us that way. He sees us as His little girl. He sees us as His chosen one, His beloved child. And we don't have to clean any of that up. Jesus is saying, what I want from you is just to come home. Just come home. Just crawl up in my lap. And, there's so much in a lesson there about grace, because I think the hardest thing for us, because society tells us that we have to be worthy to sit at someone's table, that we have to earn it, that we have to be good enough, it's so hard for us to wrap our heads around this beautiful love and grace that Jesus brings. But Jesus doesn't say, hey, I am repulsed by what you have in your heart. I'm repulsed by what you have going on in the inside. What Jesus says is, I love you. You're my beautiful, chosen, beloved child. And what I want from you is to come home and let me hold you. And so when we truly learn to accept that that's how He sees us, or at least try our best to accept that that's how He sees us, then we begin to go through the transformational process of letting him pour that love into us and truly beginning to accept that he loves us that much that we don't have to clean anything up to crawl in his lap and say, I need you right now. I need you. I need to be healed. I need to be held. I need you to remind me who I am. And sometimes that's what we have to do. We just have to crawl up in his lap and draw close and say, God, please remind me. Remind me who I am. Remind me who I am in you. And remind me how much you love me. And so that's what I hope that you guys were able to feel pouring into you through chapter 2. And I love chapter 2 so much. I hope that we can definitely take chapter 2 and pour it into every chapter from here on out. But I will see you guys tomorrow in chapter 3. I do love chapter 3 because it talks about learning how to recognize God's voice, hear God's voice, trust God's voice, and know that he's speaking into us and pouring into us each and every day. And so this is something that was huge for me in my process of healing, because when I began to trust his voice, I truly began to allow it to completely pour through me. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for chapter 3, but I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day.